Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning, early morning in downtown Sarasota, Florida. Got here a little early this morning. Got some new desks over the weekend. So gonna try to make the office a little bit cooler for the team before we get going. What's up, guys? Welcome to the return of the vlog. Brand new, rebranded episode 1. And today's we're going to get deep into 3 new client scenarios fully across the spectrum and also give you a little background of lifestyle in Sarasota, Florida. Let's get into it. Hey guys, just got finished up with a client and I thought I'd hit you with an interesting scenario. $1.1 million to $1.5 million budget, 3,300 square foot minimum preferred, and liquidation of a Chicago homestead and relocation to Florida. So a couple things I thought were interesting to figure out with this scenario. First one being super high-end semi-custom building versus full-on custom. So this would be, for example's sake, this would be your Beacon, highest end, largest model with Taylor Morrison Homes, or like your Toll Brothers of the world at the Isles, or even Homes by Town at Lake House Cove, versus a Lee Wetherington, Arthur Ruttenberg, John Cannon Homes. Those are your 2 comparisons. The reason this is interesting is because $1.1 to $1.5 million at high-end semi-custom is full-on decked out. Your pool, kind of the whole shebang. So very interesting price point there. And $1.5 million does put you in the custom range, but it doesn't put you in like a guaranteed, unbelievable, it doesn't guarantee it, basically. So $1.5 million, depending on the cost of the lot needs to be really under $400,000 in order to make that in play for 3,300 square foot at most builders. So that is on the line of potentially getting priced out. So because of those 2 things exist, I think it's interesting. This rolls us right into number 2 on this would be custom building availability. So because of custom builders, the way they acquire their lots is by basically a large developer like a Homes by Town at Lake House Cove, or Taylor Morrison at Sky Ranch, develop most of the land, and then the custom guys typically buy in on 30, 40 lots at a time. So when they're out, and you go to their model center, that's an example office, and you say, what do you have in town? They're like, I have 3 at the Founders Club. I have 1 at the Isles at Manatee. I have 1 in South Sarasota, and you don't like what they have, then it's basically a moot point until it rolls around to the next phase. So something to consider is it's not a guarantee, and then that rolls us into point number 3, future phases. So if you decide that custom building is for you and you don't quite get what you want from the semi-custom, then the future phases prospectively would be something to look at. So Homes by Town is coming out with Arthur Ruttenberg October 1st. Sky Ranch has Arthur Ruttenberg and more John Cannon next summer. And what you do there is there's no wait list, so something to do would be, I like the idea of being engaged early, and then that's first come, first serve. But because none of this is guaranteed, it's not just like $1.5 million, you have all these kind of options. I would consider all of this when making this decision. Hey guys, really quick interruption. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the Sarasota Florida Relocation Guide. I'm your host, Adam Hancock. This is the vlog edition. If you need anything from us at all, please check out the description box below. All our information's in there. Let's get back to the video. Okay, another one for you. $500K total top end budget, school age kids, affinity for new construction, and do not need a pool as a deal breaker. So a couple things I think about here. First one is a narrow house lot. So if you can get to a 52 foot or a 42 foot width lot and then use your square footage upwards, that's a tremendous way to save because of people's close ties to wanting large single story single families. The second thing I would do is not get crazy about square footage. So these particular customers were 14 to 1,600 square feet of their current house, which means a jump to 2,100 square foot is quite a large jump in square footage, but also under the tier of what I would consider a tipping point in price buckets, being in about a 2,400 plus square footage. So if you can be smart about the layout and the floor plan and you don't need 2,900 square feet, that's another fantastic way to save money. All right, the third one for this one I think about is coastal proximity. Is it a deal breaker? Sarasota, Florida historically is everyone wants to be 11, 12 miles or under to the coast, which is about 20 minutes, which for Sarasota County would be pretty close because of the shape of it. If that's not a deal breaker for you, or you already live an hour and a half right now, then what I would really look at is going way northeast. So I would really consider Parrish. Parrish, Florida is very much becoming Lakewood Ranch Jr. It's in the same direction but further east. And because everyone's like, I will not be 12 miles or over to the coast, I will not drive 40 minutes to the beach, that can be a huge advantage for you. And you can literally take one floor plan in Lakewood Ranch and drop it in Parrish and save at least $100,000 on the base price of the home. And then an added benefit, if you want to be closer to the Tampa airport, Parrish is directly under it. So that's the third thing I would consider to solve this problem. Oh, and if I have not said it before, O&A Coffee, which is right, you look way over there in downtown Sarasota off of Main, underrated cold brew. Okay, I got one more for you. $725,000 total budget, 2 kids under 5, coastal proximity is a deal breaker, 3-car garage is also a deal breaker because they want to use the third as a art studio, and both parents work from home. A couple things to look at for this scenario in my opinion. 2-story home with a 3-car garage. So because of the budget and needing that space, I would try to get all my square footage on a good 2 different stories, maybe do loft style because of the young kids. That would be a great way to do it. So if you need a 3-car garage for space and not for cars, which would be annoying for the back to front, then the tandem is actually really nice because it's kind of like a cubby hole for a gym or for art. I think it's a nice option. And what this will allow you to do again is it will allow you to keep the lot narrow, which is going to really help because a lot of 2,900 square foot base price single stories all on one level start at a minimum $520,000, which is very hard to end up at $725,000. Okay, the second thing I would look at because of the coastal proximity thing is you're really going to want to focus on mid-South Sarasota to Venice. And the reason of this is the shape of Florida and the shape of this part of Sarasota is by going below downtown. It's really hard to get further than 25 minutes to the beach in any way you go. So if you look at Nokomis, you look at Osprey, you look at South Sarasota, Palmer Ranch, and Venice, then your money goes a little further the further south you get, but you don't lose the coastal proximity like you do by saving money and going to Parrish. Okay, third thing I would look at is maybe do a casita. If you haven't heard of those, it's basically like a large she shed that's connected by a roof, so it's considered the same parcel. But a lot of builders now, like semi-custom builders, actually have floor plans with casitas, and instead of going a 3-car garage, you might try to go casita either for the work from home office or for the art studio. And the last thing with these particular customers is they're currently in Atlanta. So the one thing what they said about their town is that in certain parts of the country, I don't think it's always going to be as gangbusters hot market as it is now. If you're in that kind of market, even though the rental market in Sarasota is extremely tough, I would really consider cutting and running. And in their particular market, you might be able to liquidate for literally $100,000 now more than potentially in a year and a half from now. So that's an opportunity that might never return, unlike Sarasota, which will remain some level of heat. So that's something I would consider is cut and run, figure out how to navigate it. You do not need to rent in the same market you buy, but you will have that liquidation, you will have that cash, and it'll make everything easier moving forward.